Wow. Okay, I had a restart of the stream. Okay, that's awesome. That's some awesome stuff going on right there. My internet provider is obviously retarded. eSuba, IS4, IS7, a 50B, T110E4, Object 140, two of them actually, and the M4043. eSuba will be defending, so should be. Yay, the bug. Should be. I don't know, kind of easier. I always prefer defending on Ruiberg, although it's not wasn't necessarily the defending defender's map, but eh, it just depends how team play. Ding Dong is obviously going to pressure the cap number 1. They're gonna go from two sides, here and here. The question is, are they gonna try and capture this town with a bunch of mediums, or are they just trying to leave the mediums here and heavies here, which is not a good idea, but eh, we've seen teams doing crazier things. Aryu is gonna force a rotation, and at that moment the heavies of Ding Dong are gonna move forward, but they were quickly spotted by Overus in that Object 140, and now eSuba has all the information they need to have. The mediums of Ding Dong are pushing forward. Batchet is leading the charge, but they're already being shot in the sides by that 50B and an Object 140. Balak here is gonna try and trade some shots. The IS-4 a bit clumsy there. It's a huge tank, can't really hide that well. He was trying to side scrape. And well, he's still alive, but the cap needs to be resetted. They're trying to move. Oh, they're actually gonna go out of the cap. I don't think this is a smart idea against an E4 and against an artillery. The 50B is still working there. Object 140 is swinging around that Yuket. And our whole of Ding Dong team is trapped in this little area in the town. In this small little row, or good job, Smor. In this little row of houses, and it just I don't see Ding Dong managing to pull a victory here. They're all clumped up. It's almost impossible. Artillery is gonna reload any second now. This IS-7 and IS-4 are going to die from the arty shot. The E4 already fired. Okay, just the IS-4 dies. Lucky there. But it doesn't really matter. Ding Dong is falling apart. I mean, they saw they couldn't take the city with those mediums. They didn't commit the mediums enough. They just came to this area here and stopped. They didn't go all the way. And yeah, I don't think this is actually that smart in tier 10s. It was obviously really good in tier 8s. We've seen the best teams in WGL do it and get away with it. But I don't think in tier 10s it's going to work as well, because those tier 10 heavies are bouncy. Some of them can side scrape like that IS-4 that we saw there, and it just won't be that easy for the attacking team to capture that down. They'll have to commit a bit more heavily, and if the defending team is playing defensively, it's going to be really hard. Like we saw, Ding Dong was trying to pull away eSuba out of position, but I mean they were just too smart for that. The Object 140 of eSuba didn't spot anyone. Or was it a batch? No, it was an Object 140. He didn't spot anyone in that zero line. Like he came all the way here, he didn't spot the heavies. He knew it was just the RU and oh my god, he knows the stream. Why? Why live? Anyway, guys, my stream is internet is bugging up again. I'll have to talk to my internet provider. This keeps happening, and it's gonna be happening every hour. So I think it's gonna be at least one cut up part of the stream in the silver series, but I don't think in bronze is gonna happen anymore because it goes each hour, and it's around 55 minutes, 54 minutes to the next interruption. So I think we're actually gonna be able to see the whole bronze series without actually having to restart the stream, um, which is, you know, better for you guys, the viewers. As I said, Ding Dong really didn't have a chance there. They were just didn't seem like they knew what to do past that. Are you trying to, I don't know, fool the enemy team? They were just all clumped up. It was a massacre. Nicely played by eSuba. All the picks are going on. 3 IS-7s and 3 objects 140 for eSuba for now. Okay, that's interesting. A T-57 for Ding Dong. Okay. 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 And the artillery for eSuba for the attack. Okay. RD for the attack, M40-43, and RU for the defending team Ding Dong. This is gonna be interesting. Let's see how good the RT did there. Yeah, it had like one shot, wasn't really much. So, yeah. E4, 3 shots. Yeah, it was okay, I guess. I mean, eSuba the favorite here, of course. They're an old team. I don't know how many members are actually in the team that were playing the long time ago when I was still active. But yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna happen now. And the second game is on the way. Ding Dong, 3 IS-7s, 2 objects 140 and a T-57. So, you know, it's similar lineup to eSuba, just T-57 instead of 1 object 140. Plus, you know, the tier 8's a lot different. They have the artillery while the defending team has an RU. I'm really interested to see what eSuba does with that RU on the attack, because it's not something we've seen often on Ruinberg. Well, I think it can have its purposes, you know, and they put optics on RD, just in case. He's gonna go south. He's probably gonna like be somewhere here or maybe even around here. It's a really nice position to pressure the tanks here and just a part of this town. Or maybe like all the way up here. He's gonna stay here in the city, covered by the by the buildings. And the mediums of eSuba, while I was admiring the beauty of that M40-43, eSuba's mediums are already marching forward here. They're going parallel to that zero line, and Yuket takes a shot there from an object 140. The T-57, oh, already some damage done. That's nice, but eSuba's heavies were expecting Ding Dong to do that since they left those IS-7s in a defensive position. And they will have to rotate now, eSuba, or just try and straight up take the zero line, which is not something I'd recommend, because, you know, these mediums have worse camo than those tier 8 lights had, which basically means that you're gonna get spotted easily, even, you know, like really, it's really easy to spot the mediums coming up this way. So I wouldn't recommend it, especially not against the T-57 there. and he's gonna rip them to shreds. But as I said, eSuba is rotating. I thought they were like having the artillery. I thought they were gonna like push the artillery down south where it is now and try and focus on cap number 1, because Artie can put pressure on the tanks hiding behind these houses here. Because if you want to stay safe from the tanks coming from around here, then you're going to get shot by the artillery, and as well when the tanks are returning, you know, someone can stay here on this corner, and you know someone is up all the way up here. Then Artie can basically cover that up, and we saw a blind shot towards that RU. Artie was expecting someone to be on this corner, as you can see, and he just splashed RU for some minor damage. So yeah, I think Artie actually has some potential, but I mean you're losing a lot of on HP, and you don't have that T-rate scout. And I don't understand why RU is sitting in that bush when there's an IS-7 in the corner. I mean, it would be better if the RU is like here or here somewhere, trying to spot this line. Trying to spot this line here. Because now they don't know what's going on there. They're literally in the dark when it comes to that. And Grom here is reverse side scraping. I don't think that's really smart because you see he can be shot here. Plus the side scraping I7 is really bad. Like really bad. Yeah, his ass is showing nicely there. Okay, he's changing. It's like he knew what I just said. He's changing the angle, but I think they can still penetrate him down here. It's a tricky shot, but still, you know, he's going to bounce some damage. That's for sure. eSuba taking their time. Artillery is now coming closer there. He's gonna try and control the line here. As you can see, he can shoot this area of the houses, and if he moves a bit, yep, that's what I wanted to say. He could even shoot this corner and make that IS-7 go away. But Ding Dong is rotating. They're gonna push the middle road with those IS-7s, but eSuba is expecting that, and we might as well see a clash of IS-7s. Ding Dong has the support of an Object 140 and a T-57 from the middle of that town up there. And it's going to be interesting. Are you being shot? I don't know if he was spotted or those were blind shots, but either way, the damage is being taken. eSuba is really careful. A lot of teams hate this map. Just straight up hate it. It's a difficult map. It needs like a lot of actual team play, and I don't think it's a good map for everyone. Most of the teams will just crumble and fall on this map. We saw even in the Pro League, on the WGL, there was a lot of teams who just didn't actually know how to play Ruinberg. Like, I'm not saying that literally, of course they knew what they have to do, but they just couldn't really pull it off. And it has been seen rather often in the WGL, so it's not a surprise that some other teams and lower leagues are actually having trouble with Greenberg as well. eSuba is trying to pull Ding Dong out of position, because if they just rush in head on into the defense of Ding Dong, they're just gonna be ripped apart, and they don't want to lose the game here. I guess they wanna take it 3-0. That's usually the ideal score. Overus here is going to peek out. He's gonna get spotted by Grom. Oh, lucky there, just a track, and those IS-7s should push now from the middle. No. Okay, just one IS-7. And yeah, two IS-7s are gonna go towards the cap number 2. And Object up north is just buying time for now. We see Tomaszek here is gonna be crucial for the defense, because he's gonna try and deny this area for the enemy team. And Overus actually goes down in the end, and the cap is well underway. But I don't think how smart it is to actually cap when you don't control the zero line. You're going to get resetted. Yep, there's one reset, and there goes the neighborhood. Tomashek is gonna get pushed here by the I7s of Ding Dong. Yeah, one is actually. I'm just gonna turn around and reset. The T-57 didn't have any luck penetrating Tomashek. Tomashek is trying to kill a Sulmik, but Ding Dong is. I think you know they're in the lead position-wise and as well health-wise. They control the zero line. They at the moment control the middle area of the map. When Tomashek falls, it's going to be under their control completely. CNNK is down to under half HP. They lost a medium tank. They're gonna lose another one. Frolia here is gonna die. Balak on T-57 is reloading though, but I don't think it's gonna matter because these IS-7s here are being resetted all the time, and yeah, they will fall soon. Artillery didn't do enough, I feel, and just as I said, it's just hard to successfully attack on Ruinberg. In my opinion, you know, the more experienced teams wouldn't have that big of an issue with an attack, but you know, even in WGL, as I already said, it's this map was hated by by a few teams, for a good reason. So it's 1 minute 10 seconds on the clock. This M4043 is all alone. Can he kill the RU? Oh yeah. It didn't even matter, but you know, why not? It's 45 seconds. Ding Dong has successfully defended against eSuba. Solmik kills Combat 5508. 08. So their score is 1-1. Doesn't seem like either of these teams actually like attacking on Ruinberg. And I have no idea what the second map is. I was preparing the stream, so I have no idea the maps that are played, because I just know the first map's Ruinberg. That's basically all I know, because I could see that before. But you know, since it's made like 10 minutes before the actual battle starts, you get to see who your opponent is, and that means you know everyone can see who is playing against who just 10 minutes before the game actually has to start. So I mean, there's not enough time. I have to you know prepare the icons and stuff for the teams, and I have to actually go on the site and try and see who try and see you know the maps eSuba and Ding Dong are playing. And I think I'd actually have to be in one of the teams to actually see all the maps, or maybe not. It's I suck at actually using the ESL site, and it's just 10 minutes, so you know you have to do everything in those 10 minutes, and I usually just don't see the maps. Yeah, well, you'll see them when it comes to them. So the pick is starting. Second map is gonna be steps, which is really interesting. We all like steps. Am I right? Am I right? I guess I'm right. So who's gonna defend? I guess eSuba should be the first team to defend. Some objects 140, some E5s. Okay. Like, objects 140 on this map. People like using them more than T62s. Why? Because of that extra 1 degrees gun depression. It can mean a lot. You know, it can actually mean you being able to hit the weak spot of a tank instead of hitting it square on the turret because you can't lower your your gun anymore. So yeah, I mean, object 140, I approve of that pick. I mean, everyone actually uses that tank on this map. E5s, because well, they're the most. E5 is like the most all-around tank of them all. It has decent mobility. It has really good armor, especially after the HD model rework. It's borderline OP now. Gun is really accurate. Has a fairly low reload. The penetration on that hit is excellent. You know, the damage per minute is really good. The gun depression is really good. I mean, the tank is in itself a beast, so you know, why not use it? Especially because of that gun depression and the sturdy turret. So yeah, I guess the E5 is kind of a logical choice here. Okay. We're gonna see M53, M55 or eSuba and the T54. So they're opting for 2 tier 9s, which is nice. Yes, it's nice, really nice. And yeah, there's gonna be an STB on the other side. I guess they have the last pick as well, so I think eSuba's gonna actually pick another STB because they already picked one. Or maybe not, we'll see. 3090 for Ding Dong. That's interesting. Ding Dong has an interesting lineup. One STB, 3 objects, 140, and 1 E5 and 2 E5s. So yeah, and there's the STB as well for eSuba. I mean, STB has a really good gun depression. I think it's even. Is it the same as E5 or 1 degrees better? I actually have no clue. I'd have to check it out, but yeah, can't really do it mid of the stream. I think it actually has the same gun depression. So I mean, STB awesome gun depression. The turret is really small. Like, it has a small silhouette, so it's not that easy to punish the STB, especially if it's a bit further away, because the shells can go, you know, left and right, not necessarily hitting the STB, and it's kind of, you know, the turret is really rounded, so you have to hit it square on. If it goes a bit to the left or to the right, it's just gonna ricochet. And yeah, I mean, STB also solid choice. I mean, it being a medium tank means it has much more mobility, and that average damage of 390 is also pretty good to do, to play with. You know, the Russian mediums have a lot lower average damage. So yeah, I mean, not a bad choice, STB. We've seen a lot of STBs these days. We've seen a bunch of STBs. Everyone loves the STBs. I'd actually love to see a pattern. I like a pattern. Or an MX30. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Are these guys kidding? They finished the pick and ban phase, and now they want to change a pick.
Everything changes.
Life. Life.
Okay, I guess the problems are resolved. Like, I don't know why they had to be such dicks, because it's obvious this guy doesn't have the tank they needed. He just has a bad chat and and the MX-50B. I don't understand the need to be such dicks and don't let them change the pick. I mean, yeah, it's their fault. They should have known, you know, like, you know, he doesn't have a tank. They can't have that lineup. But I mean, still, it's if it was played through BAPI, then you wouldn't even have to tell your opponents which tanks you're picking. So, I mean, I don't understand this, but whatever. I mean, if you can really outplay someone, it's not like they were breaking some, I don't know, major rule. I I don't know. I just feel like this was an unnecessary thing to do. Yeah, it's funny, you know, people didn't know which tanks they have to play with, but you don't really have to actually force them to invite another player just so they can fulfill the lineup. I mean, it was obvious that Balak and the other guy they kicked from the team don't have they have just a few tier 10s, so I mean, you can check that, you know, you can click on the player profile and see that they don't have really enough tanks to work with, but whatever. I'd honestly rather play against a Batchat than two E5s here, but it's their call. I mean, this is really weird what Ding Dong is doing. They're seriously game. They're sending two E5s down the railroad. I don't know, it's weird. I have no clue what to actually talk about in this game. They have a 3090 who was basically spotting nothing. He just now spotted one tank and immediately pulled back. And now the rest of Ding Dong, actually their mediums, are probably gonna join up with these E5s. I don't understand why they sent the E5s here in the first place. Are they gonna try and flank eSuba with all of their tanks? I mean, it's pretty far-fetched there. But Tomaszek here doesn't spot anyone now. He's probably thinking there's someone up there, but he isn't spotted. I mean, that should be a good signal that nothing's going on. When eSuba is they don't have any information, like they're just going blind. I don't know what Overus is too late. If they wanted to catch Ding Dong on rotation, then they should have sent Overus earlier, or just I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Like the mediums are for Ding Dong are camping in the corner of the map while the E5s are going back. I just why send the E5s away in the first place? Like Hugo actually took two shots there. I don't understand the point of sending two E5s away and then just bringing them back. And Ding Dong is actually not gonna go around. They're going to go straight back towards the cap number 2. Okay, the E5s are too far away to reset. The 3090 will have to be the one to sacrifice himself and reset. He'll just have to rush in, you know, get maybe one reset. With that amount of HP he won't get more, and we see the mediums of Ding Dong are trying to rush back towards the cap. The 3090 here should die. Oh my god, he missed. Okay, he resetted one, which is really nice, and he resetted the second one. And Ding Dong mediums are already back, but it wasn't the best way to start this fight. Should have started with the E5s. Your soul falls down in that object 140. Chrome as well is gonna fall. Frolye on the other side going down. Kuban goes for Ding Dong, and it's one tank advantage for eSuba. Granted, it's artillery, but still, Solomik is being focused here by two tanks, and Stanley is actually shooting another one of Stanley, joining his teammates in that focused fire, and it's just the E5 all alone against the world. And yeah, GG, win for eSuba here. So eSuba was attacking this time, and now they'll have the pleasure of defending. It's as already said, best of 5. So whoever comes first to the third victory is going to win the match. I didn't understand what Ding Dong tried to do there. Seemed like they were going left and right, just no particular tactic involved, and yeah, I mean it kinda cost them the game. The reactions were slow and sloppy. I mean it wasn't there. It wasn't the best showing, a showing one could wish for. So yeah, eSuba is gonna take the lead here, 2-1, and they're one match away from winning this game. Picks are starting again. Sorry guys if I'm not that enthusiastic, cause I'm really tired, and on that second game eSuba was just driving around for 8 minutes, and then they took like 10 extra minutes to change the map and pick the lineups, and then it was 5 extra minutes for waiting the new member for Ding Dong, and just I don't know, too much time of nothing going on, and I'm really, as I said, really tired, so I'm beginning to fall asleep here. So yeah, it's just, and like this game I didn't understand what Ding Dong was trying to do. It was a clusterfuck, just to be, and that's being that's a gentle word for what we witnessed. I think Ding Dong needs to. I mean, yeah, they. If you look at them, they look at their players. Most of them don't even have more than like 5 or 6 tier 10s. So I mean, it's not the biggest problem. I think they actually have to think about the tactics. Or no, there's WGL, guys. Watch a stream or two. You'll get the hang of it. It's not really that complicated, because they're just wasting time moving around the fives and the mediums, and then they didn't rotate the mediums in time. They just went straight. Like it just doesn't make any sense. It's not something you want to do, and I think it was done just because they didn't actually know what to do. They came in like it's a random game, and yeah, well, that's how it finished. So I don't know. They could have done a much better job. They had a decent lineup. I mean, two E5s and the rest were mediums. Plus, they have that 3090 that bought so much time on the reset that their mediums could have actually waited for the heavies to close the distance towards the camp. eSuba had one or two tanks actually split away from the camp. Like one was they were chasing the 3090 that came from here, so that the eSuba actually had one tank here and one tank here, and the rest were here. And those mediums from eSuba could have just went here and applied pressure from this side and just kill at least one of those two tanks while the E5s were on the hull down towards the cap. And I think actually Ding Dong could have won this, could have won that fight easily if they just executed it properly. But I mean, not executed. Sorry, if they had the proper idea of what they want to do. And yeah, I mean eSuba, they aren't really showing any better performance there. They're really uncertain in what they're doing. Like they have the idea of what they want to do, but they're really uncertain. Like they're taking too long. They're being too cautious. I mean, of course you have to be cautious. You don't want to get into like 7 tanks shooting you from each side, but I mean you don't want to waste too much time. And what happened there is that 39 actually reset at 3 medium tanks, and like Ding Dong had just had enough time to do what they want, but they panicked. And even though eSuba didn't actually show anything anything special there, anything any game-winning moves, they still managed to win. And we see a huge mistake here by Ding Dong. They split their forces too much. They left the E5s back. I don't understand why. Like you have that object 140 behind. Why do you have to leave those E5s? If they actually pushed with those E5s, they could have already been here. The artillery. Oh my god, come on now. Artillery not the best position. I don't know why did he even stop to shoot. Should have at least came here before turning around, like all the way up here. I mean, you have that object 140 behind you. Why do you leave the E5s? And we saw eSuba with that bit aggressive push managed to deal some damage to those E5s. Now Balak is playing Centurion AX because he doesn't have any other tank to play. These mediums are being spotted by the RU. As I said, the mediums camo factor is a lot lower than the light tanks. And we see edit, I guess, taking quite a lot of damage there. But Ding Dong already lost a tank. Their E5 is pretty dinged up. Centurion AX is down to half HP, and just doesn't look really good for them. Like this object 140, I don't know why Ding Dong picked artillery if they wanted to play this aggressive. Guys, you really need to think about what your tanks do, what your tactics are in a game. Like what do you want to accomplish with the tanks you picked, cause you're mixing 3 different tactics in and it's just not working for you. I don't think Ding Dong can actually, it's pretty much over here. The RU is proxy spotting these E5s, even though like if they weren't spotted they would be by the RU. And they found the object 140, the eSuba meds, and they're just gonna drown him, surround him and kill him. And the rest of Ding Dong isn't doing anything. They don't have a response, as I already said, that they don't have an idea. So yeah, they didn't respond to that kill, they didn't get anything out of it. Usually if you see teams losing tanks, they do want to have to get something out of that sacrifice, but here, as already pointed out, Ding Dong was trapped, and there was basically no way they can win that. They gave the control of the map away. They did nothing with those tanks they had, and yeah, I mean, they took too much damage in the beginning. Like if you have the artillery, you don't want you don't want to lose 3 tanks in the first 2 or 3 minutes of the game if you play with the RD. Like RD is there to actually make a dent in the enemy before you do something. If the enemy makes a mistake, then of course, yeah, you can use it, but you shouldn't really force too many engagements if you have the RD. In this case, if you wanted to do what you did now, it would have been much better to have a light tank that would, like, I don't know, be somewhere here or somewhere, you know, just to spot, like up here, leave it in the bush here so he can spot the tanks that are coming out to shoot at you. He would have spotted that RU in time, and you probably would have turned back from the cap. I mean, the RD actually did the most damage. That's yeah, that's really. I mean, the game was over in 4 minutes, so yeah. GG. eSuba takes the game 3-1. Ding Dong didn't show us anything. They were mixing up strategies. It's obvious they didn't actually do their homework. I mean, I know there's a lot of teams who aren't actually preparing, who aren't practicing, but you should at least like take like 30 minutes or something before you actually play bronze or silver, because you can earn some money. It's not like you're playing for nothing. It's not like, you just go. If you get into the silver and in top, I think top 19 teams in silver get money, like real money, euros, dollars, and you I don't think it's that hard to actually beat most of the teams, because World of Tanks is not the game of the highest skill. It's the game of knowledge and tactics and positioning. Basically everything of that is just knowledge of the game, the knowledge of the positions, knowledge of what your tank can or cannot do, and tactics to just uh, basically put those tanks across the map and use them as best as they can. I mean, every good player knows the strengths and weaknesses of most of the tanks in game, and you're trying to work on your tank's strengths and try to avoid the fights where you're actually going to lose. And I mean, it's not a game of, you don't need that much skill in World of Tanks. I mean, it's pretty much obvious. But I think the knowledge is and to some degree luck because of the RNG, but I think knowledge is the most valued tool there, and yeah, tactics basically. So try thinking a bit before talking with your teammates, developing some tactics, maybe even trying it out in you have team battles, you can try out some tactics there. So yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world. Of course, the eSuba were favorites, but I don't think they showed us anything. As already said, they didn't show us anything like game winning, game breaking. Like they were like, wow, no way we can beat them. You had a chance, but you just didn't use it. So yeah, GG. Anyway, thanks for watching the bronze series. We're soon gonna continue with the silver series.